Oh my gosh, I don't know what is in my eye right now. Jesus. Okay, what's up you guys? Sissy here, back for another video, and today we will be actually doing another tier list, but this time it is just me. We will be doing the Animal Crossing species. So in front of me, I have a list of a bunch of different villagers, and they're just representing their respective species. You know, S tier being, oh my gosh, that good shit, okay, and emoji, whatever. And F tier being like, I probably don't like a single character in this species. But maybe not like is a strong word, but you know, I just don't really particularly care for it too much. Please keep in mind that this is just a tier list. You know, it's just my opinion. If you have a different opinion, you're free to throw it down in the comments. Please don't like harass each other or anything like that. It's just a fun little tier list. I'll even put the link down to the tier list that I use specifically so that you guys can do it yourselves if you want to. So yeah, I think that's it, and we're gonna kick it off now. So for the first character, we have, well, not character, for the first species we have the alligators. Now the alligators I actually don't mind too much. They have some really good villagers in the species. You know, I really like Gale. Gale is probably my favorite alligator. Actually, you know what? Let me just pull up, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so yeah, so I pulled up like all the basically villager DB, and you know, Gale is definitely, like I said before, she's my favorite alligator in the species. I also really like Drago, the dragon looking alligator. I used to have Dell on my island too, and he was pretty cool. So honestly, C tier probably is where I would put the alligators. They're not bad. They're not bad at all. I know some people don't like Boots or Alfonso, but I honestly don't really see any problem with them. They're kind of, you know, there's a lot of villagers that I think are kind of meh, like, you know, not bad or good, kind of average, and I kind of feel that way towards both of them. So I think C tier is pretty decent. The next one is we have the anteaters. The anteaters, probably I would have to put in F tier, unfortunately. The only reason they are in F tier is probably because Antonio's probably the only villager that I like in the species. I'm sorry, I pull up a list to make sure I'm not forgetting anybody. I really like Antonio. Antonio is pretty cool. That's the only one I like. Like, I don't really care for the anteater species that much. Annabelle is kind of cute too, but yeah, this is probably like F tier species. Antonio's like probably the only one that I actually like in this species. Next we have the the bear species. With, you know, our girl Pinky representing it. So the bear species I honestly think is a underappreciated, underrated species. I feel like they kind of get outshined, or, you know, kind of stay in the shadows against the cubs, which is pretty ironic considering like they're taller than them, so technically it would be the other way around. But yeah, in any sense, they seem to kind of play the backseat to the cub species, because they're just bigger, I guess. I don't know, maybe people just don't like how big they are, but I actually like the bear species. I think they're pretty cool. They got some good ones. Pinky, of course, is a nice one. What is his name? Grizz, I think. I'm sorry, I have to keep this list up so I can keep in mind. So yeah, like they have some good picks in this species. You know, they have Pinky, like I said, Charlize, I think is how you say her name. I have her on Pocket Camp. I think she's pretty cute. Megan is probably the most like underappreciated like new villager like in the history of Animal Crossing, like, because I actually thought she was quite adorable, and I did not like how no one like paid attention to her. So there's that. I think they're pretty cool. I'm honestly gonna keep them in C tier just because, you know, they do have some good picks, but they also have a couple that, you know, I don't really feel strongly about one way or the other. So they're gonna stay there. Next we have the bird species. I would honestly say they are B tier because they also have some good picks. Okay, so I'm actually gonna keep the like list of villagers up on my phone just so that I can refresh like some good ones and, you know, kind of keep in mind at least in a general sense of what, you know, what villagers are in the species, because I don't want to forget any good ones and like not shout them out. So for the bird species, right, they do have some good picks, and I'm going to keep them in B tier for that reason, because they have Piper, which is a villager that I actually really wanted for a minute, just because at one point I wanted a more grungy island and I thought she was pretty cool. I also kind of really like Robin. I think Twiggy is pretty cool. And Jacques is pretty cool. If that's how you say his name, I probably said it wrong. The rest of them are pretty average. So because they have so many good ones that I've actually actively wanted on my island before, I will keep them in the B tier. I think that's pretty good, you know? So now we have the bull species, and I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't like this species that much. I think that they only have They only have 6, and I don't really like any of them. The only one that I think is kind of interesting is Stu, because I used to have him. So they're gonna have to go in the F tier, just because there's not really a single one that I kind of like other than Stu, and Stu is pretty average. And when I say don't like, I don't mean like I hate them. Again, I don't really like, you know, bully my villagers or anything if I don't like them, but I don't like hate them. I kind of just, you know, don't particularly care for their character that much. Or they might just look too boring or something like that. So I'm gonna keep them here. Also, this list might shift around as I go on, just a heads up. So the next one is a lot of people's favorite village species, and it's totally understandable, is the cat species. I don't even think I need my phone for this one. All in all, this is a very solid species. They have a lot of good cats in Animal Crossing. I have a couple interesting ones. Well, actually, one interesting one that I like out of all of them is Tabby. I know people do not like Tabby, but I actually really like Tabby. I think she's cute. I like her little jack-o'-lantern smile. I like her a lot. I love me some Kit Kat. He is so cute. He is so cute. I don't even know how he's so cute because he just has a helmet on, but he is so cute to me. It's probably the uwu face, but I love me some Kit Kat. You know that is who I love the most. So I will probably put them in the A tier. On top of that, they don't actually have a cat that is boring or uninteresting to me. The only cat that I probably somewhat don't like is Mo, just because I don't like his eyes. They're kind of creepy to me. But, you know, otherwise, they have really nice, you know, the cat species is pretty dope. I like them a lot. They might go into S tier as the list goes on, but for now, we'll put them in A. The next species, the chicken. This will probably go, I would put them in D tier. Because the interesting thing about the chicken species is that they don't necessarily have bad ones in my opinion, but they do have a lot of dull ones that aren't particularly that, I guess, interesting to me. You know, let me consult the list just to be sure I'm not tripping. Benedict is kind of cute. I don't know. And Goose is kind of cool. Yeah, they can sit in D tier. D tier is, I think, is a solid pick for them in my opinion. They don't have any bad people, like, you know, villagers that I think look weird or crazy. They all look pretty good. Their designs are pretty nice. Nox and not Nox. Who is his name? Yeah, Nox. Nox is pretty cool. I like how he's matched with Sterling the eagle. You know, so they're a pretty solid species. They're not the best because they don't really have anyone that stands out particularly. So they'll definitely go in D tier. The next one is the cows. It is the cows, right? Yeah. Because the other ones are bulls. Yeah. So the cows. So I will put the cows in... See, I don't know, because I want to say C tier, right? But the only thing that's really keeping them that high, if that, for me, is Tipper. I really like Tipper. I love that she's just a normal ass cow. She's just a normal cow. She's just doing her thing. I like Tipper. I like Tipper a lot, but she's the only cow I like, and there's only 4. So I don't know if I like her enough to really, I feel like a fair pick would be D, but I like Tipper as a solo, like, best character in her species more than I like, who did I say, Benedict or Knox, as, you know, maybe the one of the best villagers in their species, or Goose. Goose is honestly pretty cool too. I think I like Tipper more than both of them, so I think I'm gonna put them in C because of that. Tipper is carrying the cow species on her back. she's carrying it for me. So I'll put her because it's just her, but I'll put them in the C tier. So next we have the cub. Cub has to go in S tier. Cubs, there's no ugly cubs in Animal Crossing. I don't even put Barreled in the ugly category. I genuinely think there's no ugly, uninteresting cubs. They're so freaking cute. The cub species is so freaking cute. I know I said just now that, you know, the bears get overshadowed by like the cubs. I'm sorry. It do be raining true though. There's just a lot of cubs. There's a lot of cubs that are carrying the cub species. Maple, our representative for this list, top tier. Stitches, also very top tier. Who else? Barreled is a freaking meme at this point because people keep joking how he looks, but honestly, I don't even think he looks that bad. He's not my favorite, obviously, but I don't even think he looks that bad at all. So, you know, Cub definitely S tier. I really don't even, let me just look at the list just to be sure. But, and, you know, we're getting a cub for the new cars that are coming in sometime this month. So, you know, there's that. Yeah, like, look at the cub list we got. We got like freaking Blue Bear, Judy, you know, Olivia, Pecco, Poncho. Like, come on. They have too many good cubs. So they're S tier. They are S tier. Cubs are definitely S tier in Animal Crossing. Next we got the deer species. I will probably put them in A tier. I think there's a lot of good deers. There's probably only like one. The only deers in their species that I don't really like is Velma too much, and it's literally just because she has a beard. If she didn't have the beard, I'd probably like not care. I mean, like I don't know. It doesn't look like it belongs. Like it looked. I don't know. It just looks weird on her. So yeah, I'm sorry. I'm still pulling up the list just to make sure I'm not missing anyone in mind that may shift their, you know, position on the list. Diana, Eric, Fauna. Come on, there's way too many like good deers in this game. So yeah, deers are, I think, definitely A tier. We got the doggies. This is interesting because they're either gonna go in A or S. I love dogs. I am being biased with this pick. I'm being so biased with this pick. I really like dogs. Like I like dogs a lot. I don't have a dog in real life, but I really like dogs. They're so cute and like playful. And in Animal Crossing, they're so adorable. Like I had Mac and Goldie on my island and before I reset, and I love both of them so much. They are so cute. Like, I don't know why people think Mac is ugly. He's not. He's cute. I really want to, if there was a tier in between A and S, I would put the dogs there. Because I don't know if I'd place them, like, as good as the cubs. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because they don't have a bad cub. They don't have a bad dog either. There's not a single dog in this species that's like ugly or I mean I don't like Marcel at all. He's probably my least favorite dog, and I don't know if I don't know if I can say that's what's keeping them from being S tier for me. I don't know. We're gonna keep them in I'm gonna put them before the deer species. I don't know if I like them more than cats or not. because I also really like cats, both in Animal Crossing and in real life. And I don't know, we might have to come back to this. We'll see if the list shifts around as we go on, but we're gonna move on to ducks. I love the duck species. They are definitely, this is hard. There's no bad, I don't think there's a bad duck either. They have Molly, Bill is cute, I love Bill. But yeah, they have Molly, like, come on. All right, hold on. They got some weirdos in here. Wait a minute. Ketchup is cute. Ketchup is so cute. Pom Pom, oh my gosh. Like, okay, so bear with me. It's actually been a minute since I've like looked at all the villagers in Animal Crossing. So yeah, it's gonna, I definitely got to keep this list on deck because I'm definitely forgetting some people, because Pom Pom was like on my favorite villagers list. She is so cute. Okay, so they do have a couple villagers that I'm not really feeling in this species. I'm not gonna name any of them because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but they got a couple that I don't feel like too good about, and I would honestly say that's probably keeping them from being A tier for me, so they're gonna stay in B tier. Then we got the eagles. Now you already know Apollo is carrying the eagles on his back. I don't know how true that is for other people, but that is true for me. I really like Apollo, but I don't really feel strongly about literally any other eagle. They're not bad. They're another species. They're kind of like the chickens for me. They're not bad, but they don't really stand out as much to me. Yeah, Apollo is definitely my favorite eagle. He's probably the only one that I think really, really stands out. So I'm probably gonna keep them in C tier for that reason. The next one is the elephants. The elephants, honestly, is a very average species to me as well. I don't really think there's too many elephants that really make them stand above the rest, but they don't have any bad ones either. Honestly, I think a lot of the elephants are pretty cute. I love Tia. Tia's probably my favorite elephant. I think she's very adorable. But because that's the only villager that I think like in the elephant species that, you know, really stands out in the crowd. Well, they have Axel. Axel is very cute. Axel is, and Opal is very cute too. Actually, you know what? No, I take that back. So I'll actually put elephants in the forefront. So like the closer they are left, the more I like them a little bit. And like, I don't know, like they got some cute elephants that I think may actually be underappreciated. Like Axel is cute. I like Sid. I like his like color scheme. Ellie's pretty cute. I love Opal's color scheme also. And Tia is cute. And Tucker is he's a woolly mammoth. Tucker is a woolly mammoth, and he is so, I love that he's a lazy villager. He's so cute. I don't think they're as good as the duck or bird species, but I do think they are definitely better than the rest of these guys. So I will definitely keep them C tier, but if there was a space in between B and C, I'd probably put them there. Next we have the frogs. I love Jeremiah. They got the right one to be the representative. I love me some Jeremiah. So I think, who else is in this species if I can remember them myself? Lily is so cute. She's so freaking cute. I love Lily. I think she's adorable. Actually, Henry is very cute. I completely forgot about See, the frogs got some people that are kind of holding them back. Like I don't think Wart Jr.'s that bad. I don't really like Tad that much because I don't really think I like his uwu mouth too much. I don't really think I mean, listen, none of these guys are like ugly. I don't really think any of the villagers are like stupid ugly, but like they just have some things about them that I guess just aren't that appealing to me. And I really don't like Jambet's lips. I think, you know, if she didn't have the lips, like, I I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but like villagers that are supposed to be girls that kind of like have like over like massive qualities that are supposed to be feminine, like the lipstick or like just makeup in general. I don't really care for villagers like that too much. I mean, not saying that's bad or anything, but just me personally, I don't really care for villagers that got like crazy like makeup for the girls. So I don't really like Jambette or Gigi or Diva. They all sort of have like this like super like girly grown, I guess. I don't know why they kind of look like they'd be grown women if they were like actual people, but like I don't know, I guess I just don't like the makeup thing, the lips and stuff. And I guess that's what's holding this species back. So they'll definitely go C tier. But they would go, I'd put it like this. Yeah, they would probably go behind elephants, but before like bears, because they got some good ones. Lily and Jeremiah and Rattle and Ribbot, like these are all pretty, and Henry, they're all pretty cool frogs, but they got some bad ones that I don't, you know, they're weighing them down a little bit. They're definitely weighing them down a bit. Next is the goat. So I know I made a mistake earlier. I mentioned Velma. She's not a deer, she's a goat. I realize this now. The goat species, I think, is another one that's pretty average. I think they'd be, in my opinion, they might be considered above average, but just by a smidge. You know what I'm saying? Because they got some pretty good ones. I really like Billy. How do you say this girl's name? Chevre? However you say her name. She is very cute. Nana's pretty cool. Pashmina, you already know we love us some Sherb. And you know, Velma is pretty cute. I know I was just shitting on her for having a beard, but actually I think she's kind of cute now that I look at her picture. She's so small. It's so cute. Okay, you know what? They don't have any bad deer, honestly. They don't. I mean, Gruff is probably the worst deer in their species. I'm saying deer. The worst goat. Yeah, Gruff is probably the worst goat. So that's I'll probably put dang, if there was just I don't know, because I mean, like, I don't think they're on the duck species or the bird species level, but they do have some good ones in here. Honestly, if Gruff wasn't a character, they probably would be B tier. I'm gonna leave him right here for now, but that might change. All right, so now next we have the gorilla species. I don't need to think about this twice. I hate the gorilla species. They're officially my least favorite villager species in this entire roster. Spoiler alert. I don't like the gorillas. There's not a single gorilla that I like. I just don't like the way they're designed that much. And there's not a single gorilla that I like. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, Owl is pretty cool. Boone is pretty cool. And Hans is pretty cool. But there's, I don't know. This is the first species that I'm genuinely thinking in a sense of just overall design. And I just don't like the designs of the gorillas. I just don't. I wouldn't, even though I do think that like characters like Owl, like I think he's cool, I still probably would try and kick him off my island. I just don't care for the gorilla species that much. So they're definitely going the bottom of like F tier. Next, we have the hamsters. The hamsters are very cute. I think they're cute, but they do have only, like, I would say they only have like one or two that actually like I feel like stands out dramatically, and the rest are just average. I don't think, there's actually a good chunk of hamsters that I think are above average, but I don't think they're anyone like, there's no one like that's like top tier, like amazing, if that makes sense. I mean, okay, I don't know why, but I guess people don't like Flurry, but I love Flurry. She's my favorite hamster. Flurry, is his name Hamlet? Whoever is our representative right here, he's pretty cool, but I don't think, oh, Clay is pretty cool. Yeah, Hamlet. Yeah, he's pretty cool. I don't know. This is honestly, I would put them like above the bears, but below the frog. Actually, no, I'd put them before the frogs. I mean, Lily is strongly carrying the frogs right now, but I like a lot. I think the hamsters have overall more adorable characters in their species. So I'll keep it like this. Next we have the hippos. I'm actually gonna put the hippos in D tier. Underneath the chickens. I don't even need to look at my list for this. There's not a lot of hippos, and the ones that they do have, like, they're not really like super amazing to me. They're not bad. I don't think there's any like bad ones except for maybe Harry, the one with the facial hair. But other than that, like, they're pretty average species. Yeah, definitely the one with the facial hair, whoever he is, he's holding them. He's the reason they're below the chickens. Next we got I was about to say Colton. I mean, that is this character, but this is the horse species. Now I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not feel that crazy about the horse species too much. I mean, like, in the beginning, like in the very beginning when I first started playing Animal Crossing, I wasn't too crazy about their species. And when I saw like all the villagers that they had that were horses, I was like, you know, they're okay. But upon having a horse villager, if you've followed me on Twitch and you've watched my Animal Crossing stream, I had Poppy for a minute, the Okapi. He is so cute, he is so adorable, and he is my literal like favorite freaking horse villager. He's so cute, he is so damn cute. I love him so much. And I actually really like Colton. I like that he's like a knight. I love his blonde hair. I think he's cute too. I think Julian is pretty cool. I understand the hype around him. He's a very cute villager. So yeah, they have a good chunk of horse villagers, and I actually don't think any of them look bad. So I'm gonna keep them in B tier. Next, we have the kangaroos. This is another one. I low-key feel the same way I do about the horses with the kangaroos. Like, the kangaroos honestly don't have any bad ones. Like, they're all pretty, they're all, I can't talk. The kangaroos honestly have some pretty solid designs. I think at the most they have, or at the very least, I would say they have no designs that I think, you know, make them look crazy or anything like that. They're pretty all either average or above average across the board, or they're just really cool. Like Rooney, he is pretty cool. I love him a lot. Yeah, Rooney is pretty cool. I like him. He's definitely I like his design. I like his color palette. He's pretty dope. Marcy's pretty cute. Carrie is pretty casually cute, and I like Astrid. I think she looks pretty edgy, so I'm gonna keep them in B tier. It's interesting how this is kind of like going downwards. Okay, next we have the koalas. The koalas is also a lot like the horses and kangaroos, although I would argue that there's more cuter koalas than there are horses and kangaroos. If we take a look-see, they have Alice. I actually like Canberra. I don't know why people hate her. Melba is pretty cute. Ozzy is adorable. Sydney is cute, and I had Yuka and I really liked her, so I'll probably put them, like, I'd even put them above the goats, to be honest. I think they have some pretty cuties, and you know, a lot of cuties in there. Next is the lions. Be honest, I'm gonna probably put them like I would put them above the chicken and the hippos, but I wouldn't really put them in C tier. Cause they don't, in my opinion, Rex is the only lion that I really like and would consider having on my island. The rest of them I just don't really feel that strongly about. None of them are ugly or bad, and they all have some pretty good shticks going on. With, you know, having one be like a king or whatever. I think they're pretty solid. I just don't feel like massively, you know, super strong about them. Next are the monkeys. actually don't mind a lot of the monkeys, to be honest. They're not like stupid crazy. I'm gonna put them in the C tier because the eagles get to be in the C tier. Apollo is the only reason that eagles are in the C tier for me. And I have to kind of feel the same way about the monkeys. I don't think they have any bad ones. And the ones that I do like, I think are pretty cool. I think, what is her name? Tammy. I really love Sherry. She was my OG villager when I first got New Horizons. So I'm being biased with that. I'd honestly put the monkeys above the eagles. But I like Apollo overall as a character. But because this is by species, I have to rank it differently. So I would honestly put the monkeys above the eagles. But just for a few, and because they don't have any bad ones. Next are the mice. Now the mice, for the mice, I would say this. I kind of feel the same way I do about the gorillas, where I kind of am judging them based on their design alone, because I honestly don't have a problem with the mice species, but I don't really care for the shape of their heads. And so I'm kind of judging them based off of just overall design versus like how many good or bad villagers they have. So I don't really care for their head shape. So that's definitely keeping them from being in the B tier. So they'd probably go in the C tier for me. And I'd actually put them above the eagles also. Actually, I'd put them above the monkeys. Actually, I'd put them above the cows. Look, because this is, all right. So check it. Put the alligators down here. Put the cubs actually after them. And then put the cows. I put the cows above the alligators. Yeah, okay. All right. So I had to rearrange some of this since we're going like left to right. I'll put the mice here above the monkeys but below the frogs, because they do have there are some mice that I really like. Candy is terrifying, and she's probably the reason why they are placed where they are. I love Cheddar, or Cheddar, however you say his name, Cheddar, whatever. Lindbergh is probably also what's keeping them from being higher. Honestly, again, I know I just said that their head shape is probably what's keeping them from being in B tier, but I'm gonna switch that. Actually, I think their head shape is keeping them from being in potentially A tier, but Lindbergh is definitely holding them back. And Candy, because I don't really like her the way her eyes are set up. No. Rod is so cute though. Rod and Broccolo are so freaking cute. I love Moose because also in my stream I currently have Moose on my island, and I like that he makes me think of Space Dandy. So I like Moose. They have a solid list of villagers that I actually really like, and I actively wouldn't mind having. So that is why I'm gonna place them where they are. Actually, I'm gonna go a step farther and say they're above frogs for me. There's just a lot of mice that I actually really like, and they probably would be B tier had they just been shaped a little bit different. I don't know. All right, so next we have the octopus. I'm gonna tell you right now, they're S tier. The octopus are S tier to me, because there's only 3 and all 3 of them are pretty fucking awesome. I love Octavian. Octavian is such an interesting design. I love his how strong the red color is with him. I love how he's just a cranky octopus, and I love the inside of his house. Zucker. Do we really need to talk about Zucker and Marina? They are both so freaking cute. Like, Marina is adorable. I love the color pink, so I just love the shit out of her. I have all 3 of the octopus amiibos, okay? I have Octavian, Zucker, and Marina. I have all their amiibos, and I've had them all 3 on my island at some point before. I currently don't have any of them because, I reset my island and I'm trying to have a different island theme. But previously I did have Zucker and Marina and Octavian for a while. I love them. They are all really cool. It is kind of unfair because the other villagers have way more the other species have way more villagers, in there. So it's kind of unfair because they have more villagers in their species. They have some villagers that are weighing them down and probably keeping other, you know, some from being better. So, but you know, with the octopuses, there's only 3, and all 3 of them are pretty great. So that's why they're S tier. So now we have, what is this? Ostriches? Yeah. All right, so now we have the ostrich species. I honestly don't feel strongly like one way or the other about the ostriches. Like I said, they're kind of a lot like the eagles, to be honest, because both of these don't have any like ugly or poorly designed, or I mean, there's no poorly designed villager, but they don't have any like, you know, visually unappealing villagers, I guess, or like just characters that I just don't think are interesting or boring. Like, they don't have any bad guys, is what I'm trying to say. In the end, they don't have any bad guys, and they don't really have anyone weighing them down, but they don't have anyone pushing them up either, except for Apollo for the Eagles. And while there are some of them that I really like design-wise, I mean, I really like Phoebe. I have her amiibo. She was going to be on my island at some point, and she was my starter when I reset my island recently, but because, you know, starter villagers have a starter as house, I was just like, I don't, I got rid of her for that reason because I'm petty. But Cranston, I think, looks pretty cool. I think he's an underrated villager. And Blanche is also pretty. I think she's pretty cool. Gladys is also pretty as well. They got some pretty guys in here. You know what I'm saying? They got some really nice guys in here. I actually would put them above the Eagles. I would put, actually, yeah, no. They're cool right there. They're cool right there. All right, next we got the piggies. No one really talks about the piggy villagers that much. I honestly think they're a lot like the elephants for me. Because once again, we have a species that don't particularly got any bad guys in there, but I guess they're all kind of like, they're kind of average. Looking at the list now, I currently have Truffles on my island as well, and again, I'm not really hard to please. Sometimes I could talk shit about any of these villagers, but if the game was to automatically move someone on my island just one day, like, I'd probably shit on them, but eventually I'd probably like them. The only villager that's moved onto my island that I actively did not want and actively wanted to leave was Keaton, the eagle, because I was like, I don't have a storyline in my head for him, so he has to leave. So, you know, Truffles, when she first moved in, I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? Like, what is this pink? Like, I mean, I like that she was pink, but like her face, I was like, what is going on here? But after like she was there for maybe like 5 minutes, I was like, you know what? You're kind of cute. Like in a weird way. She's like cute in like a weird cartoony kind of way. And I like how she kind of looks like Helga Pataki. So, you know, Truffles is pretty cool. I used to have Rasher when I had New Leaf. Lucy is, I don't like Lucy's eyes. She's kind of creepy. Kevin is kind of actually pretty cute. I have a weakness for freckles, so in real life and in this game. So, Kevin is very cute. And I like Agnes. Agnes is pretty neat too. They are definitely C tier, and I would probably place them below the Eagles because there's no one that super duper stands out as strongly. Next, we got the Bunnies. Bunnies is definitely B tier. I would honestly say Bunnies are B tier because they have a lot of, now, as you all know, if you followed any of my content, you know I love me some Hopkins. He is my top favorite villager of all time. I love Hopkins. And because I love Hopkins, I'm going to be biased and place them pretty damn high on the B tier list. I will put them in front of all of them. They are actually the top tier B tier species. I love me some Hopkins. He pushes them all the way up to the side. But they also have some other good ones in there, you know. I currently have Bunny on my island. I'm kind of holding her for a friend, and I love her. I honestly don't know if I want to give her back, but like she's super cute. I love Bunny so far. She's really nice. I love Ruby. I'm currently looking for her because, as you know, I'm trying to do a Beastars Island, and if you've seen the show Beastars, it's a Netflix series that I highly recommend. The main character, one of the main characters is a bunny, so I want Ruby on my island. So next we got the sheep. The sheep, they got some good sheep. They got some really good sheep. I love Dom. Dom is really cute. He's probably one of my favorite. Well, he is my favorite newer villager. I love Pietro, if that's how you say his name. I know with him, his character, people either really like him or they really hate him. I really like him. I like the clown thing. I think his colors palette is so pretty and colorful. And I love his house, like his room. It's so cool. They had some cuties. There's no ugly sheep. There are no ugly sheep. I don't even think Cashmere is ugly. So I honestly would put them pretty high on the C tier. I would probably put them underneath the frogs, but before the monkeys. Next, I get the squirrel. Now, you know Marshall kicks this the squirrels up pretty damn high. The squirrels are very solid species. I actually don't think there is I don't even think there's an average looking squirrel. Hold on. Okay, so yeah, no, I'm gonna keep it like this. The squirrels are definitely, I would say the rabbits are maybe like a smidge, teeny tiny bit, but just a smidge. I'm talking such a smidge. Like picture the smallest fucking smidge ever. That is how high the rabbits are above the squirrels to me. Honestly, they're damn near tied. I mean, like, I like both of them. They both have some really good villagers in there, but they also have some pretty average ones in there, but not a lot. Honestly, I'm low-key thinking about putting them both in A tier because it does feel pretty wild to put them on the same list as some of these other guys, even though everyone on the B tier list has some pretty good contenders. There's just some really outstanding villagers inside the rabbit and squirrel species. So a huge part of me wants to put them in A tier, but I don't know if I would. Yeah, no, I think A tier is reserved for like, yeah, no, they're good here. If there was a slot in between A and B, I'd put them both there. They'd be the only two there, honestly, because they both have just really, really strong villagers. And honestly, they do deserve their own. They deserve their own. It's okay. The tigers, they are pretty average, I would have to say. There's no bad tigers at all. There's no bad tigers. I like a lot. I'm currently looking for Tybalt, and Bianca is very cute. They have some strong contenders for tigers. I feel the same way I do about the sheep. There's really no bad ones, and there's barely average ones. So I would put them below the sheep, but above the monkeys. And last but not least, we have our wolves. Wolves are definitely A tier. There's not a single, actually, you know what? Because there's not a single one, wolves are easily S tier. They're easily S tier because there is not a single bad wolf in their species. They all look pretty fucking nice. It's not even the fact that they look average, it's just that they actually look actively pretty nice. Like, I would have a hard time considering kicking off a wolf, any of the wolves, because if we take a look at their list, right? Like, check it. If we take a look at their list, they have Audie, Chief, I think that's how you say his name. Dobby is amazing. He is a very cute old man wolf. Like, white. Like, what? He's a very cute wolf. I love him. You know I love Fang. You know I love Fang. I literally have a whole clip from my stream where I was simping over Fang. Fang is amazing. He's so cute. I currently have Freya. Freya is pretty cute. I love Kyle. Kyle is pretty dope. Lobo looks pretty dope. Sky is pretty. Viviana is pretty. Whitney is pretty. And Wolfgang is pretty. There's not a single like bad looking or average wolf. I really like the wolf species, but I think this layout is pretty accurate. I would put Cubs. I would say Cubs is probably the best species all around. And, you know, then we got, you know, if we go through all this overview, the Octopus, they are definitely like second in the S tier, and wolves are definitely third in the top tier. I do think that I would prefer having an octopus over a wolf, but I would all around, there's way more cubs, and too many of them are pretty cute and interesting and just way more standoutish. They have some really strong contenders in their species. So yeah, that is my hot take that no one asked for on the Animal Crossing species. Again, I know I was kind of all over the place with like how I was trying to like word or say what I was trying to say about each species, but just know I really don't think there's really like a bad villager. Like there's just villagers that, you know, everyone kind of just prefers and they don't prefer. And you know, I know I have the gorillas and the bulls and the anteaters in the bottom. Actually, I take this back. I would put them right here. My bad. I take back what I said about the anteaters. I do think it's unfair to place them that low. So yeah, this is my official Animal Crossing tier list. Again, these are just my opinions, and just, you know, and my opinions don't really matter. So if you know, want to share your favorite species, you know, you can put them in the comments below. And yeah, that is that. Honestly, this is a pretty fun tier list. I think it's a good length. Again, maybe in the future I'll do like a all villagers ranked, or my opinion on each villager. I don't know. I may or may not. There's just a lot of villagers, and that video is probably gonna be dummy freaking long because it's just, there's so many of them. So or maybe I'll do one within each species. But you know, that's just a future take. So anyways, thanks again for watching. Please like and definitely subscribe if you like the video, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye.